Hello everyone. So in this lecture we will learn a logic and the 8051 program to convert the given decimal number to hexadecimal number. Okay, let's take an example 97 as a decimal number. Okay, so first we'll use a calculator to convert the 97 to hexadecimal number. So here 97, it is in now in decimal number. So if we convert 97 into hexadecimal number, then the answer we get it is 61H. Okay, so now we'll see how to get this answer in 8051 using 8051. Okay, so now here if we take the 97 here, the first step is we need to multiply this 9, that is MSB bit, that is upper nibble of the given decimal number 9, that needs to be multiplied with the 0A. Then that result needs to be added with the lower nibble of the given decimal number, that is 7. So we get the 61H. Okay, so here the tricky step is how we are going to extract the MSB upper nibble and the lower nibble, because 8051 is not having any instruction which can directly access the higher nibble or the lower nibble. Okay, so now this higher nibble or the lower nibble can be extracted using the masking technique. Okay, so now first we will extract the higher nibble. Okay, so now for example we will write the 97 in binary representation, that is 1 0 0 1 0 1 1 1. Okay, so now this is the step 1. Okay, this is step 1. So now if we add this value with the F0H, okay, F0H, if we add this 97 with the F0H, so we'll see what we get. So this is 0 0 0 0 1 0 0 1. So actually what we got here, it is 90H, but what we need is it is 9, right? So this can be obtained by swapping the lower nibble and the higher nibble using the swap instruction, or we can by using the rotate instruction we can get the 9. Means we have, instead of swap instruction, if we rotate 4 times, either rotate left or the rotate right or the rotate left 4 times, we can obtain the 9. Okay, so this is the first step. So after getting, if we swap this 90H, so we get actually it is 0 9. Okay, so next step 2 is we need to multiply this 0 9 with the 0AH, and we will assume that we get the result is X6. Okay, so now step 3 is we need to extract the 7, that is lower nibble of the given decimal number, right? So that is also done by masking the higher nibble of that particular decimal number. So that can be done by adding the 97H with 0FH. Okay, 0FH. So this is 0FH. So now we'll see what we get here if we add this value with this 0FH. So 1 1 1 0 0 0 0 0. So we got actually it is 0 7 H, right? So by masking the higher nibble, we successfully obtained the lower nibble of the 97H. Okay, so now this needs to be added with this value 0 7, right? So now we get the hexadecimal number. Okay, now next we'll see the algorithm to implement this logic. Okay, means using 8051. So first what we need to do, we need to move the decimal data to be converted from, like in the particular example, actually the condition given is take input from the external memory location 40H and store its equivalent X value in 41H. Means our data is stored in the external memory location 40H and then we need to store the result in 41H. Okay. So now here first we need to extract the data into, that is, so if any data is stored in the external memory, then we need to use the instruction that is move X and A comma at dptr. Correct. Move A comma X at dptr. So that time whatever is there in, so before that we need to initialize our dptr with 40H. Correct. So now after this dptr will be initialized with a 40H, and when we use move X A comma at dptr, then that time the whatever the data is stored in the 40H, that will be moved into accumulator. Okay. Now we will mask the higher nibble. Means now A is having 97, we need to mask lower nibble. Means we need to obtain the higher nibble. So for that reason we need to mask this. So for that what we have done, actually we need to AND A register with the F0H. Means the instruction for the AND is ANL A comma hash 0F0H. Okay, so if we do this one, the A will have 90H, but we need just 9, so that's why we need to swap the higher nibble and the lower nibble. So after this instruction, the A will have 0, 9. So next we need to multiply this 0A, correct, 0A with this 0, 9, right? So now we know that the instruction which we have to multiply the two bits in 8051 is mul A B. Means one of the data multiplier should be in the accumulator and multiplicand should, anything, okay, multiplicand should be in the accumulator or multiplier in the B register, right? Now A is having the 0, 9, but we need to move 0A to B register, right? So now for that we need to use the instruction move B comma hash 0A H. Okay. So now if we do multiply AB, so what we get here, it is A. So what we are doing here, actually we are multiplying 0, 9 with 0A. Now we'll see what the result will get if we multiply 0, 9 with A. So we'll use the calc here. In exa we are doing, so 0, 9 into A. So we get 5A. So the result we get here, it is 5A. Means the accumulator will have 5A, that is lower bit of the multiply product, right? Lower bit of the product, right? So next what we need to do, we need to extract the 7. So for that what we have to do, we need to AND A register with 0FH. So that is now done by, so here actually again we are going to AND with this accumulator value. So we will store this value in some other register. Okay. So let's take here move R1 comma E. Okay. So now next we need 97H, right? We need 97H into accumulator. So we will use the instruction move X A comma at dptr. At dptr. Okay, so now A will have 97H. So now if we add the contents of accumulator with 0FH, 0FH, then A will have 07H. Okay, now we need to add this 07H with this value, so that is by using add A comma R1, because 5AH is present, it is there in R1H. So after this one, we get the data is 61H. Okay, now this result needs to be stored in 41H memory location. So that's why we need to increment DPTR, because at present DPTR is in 40H. So in 41H we have to store the result. So that's why we are incrementing the DPTR, and finally we'll be storing the result using MOVX DPTR comma E. Okay, and then end of the program. Okay, right. So now we'll see this one using the Keil compiler. So let's open Keil compiler. So here the program is written here. See, first I just in brief I'll tell the instructions again in this. So first DPTR is initialized with the 40H, that is where the data is stored, and then we are accessing the data into accumulator, then we are masking the lower nibble, and then we are getting accumulator, that is higher nibble in accumulator, and next we are loading 0AH in the B register, then we are multiplying, and then we are storing our result in the R1 register, and again we are accessing our original decimal number to get the lower nibble of that, then we are adding, and then we are storing the result. Okay, so let's run this program. Okay, so first we'll check for the errors. Okay, so no errors. Okay, so now we need to open the external memory here. So external memory means we need to type here X, right? So we got F40. So here we'll store our data 97. Okay, so this needs to be done before executing our program. Okay, so now start executing step by step instruction and see the changes in all the register. Okay, now presently DPTR is initialized with 00H. See, now DPTR is loaded with the external memory address, and now the accumulator is having 97H, and now after adding the accumulator with the F0H, the accumulator is having 90H. Now by swapping the swap way means it will exchange the lower nibble with the higher nibble, and higher nibble with the, means it exchange between the lower nibble and the higher nibble. When now 90 is there, after executing this instruction it will become 09. See, 09. So next we are going to multiply 09 with A, right? So now A got 5A, means that is the lower byte result of our product, and higher byte actually it is 0, 0. So now next again we are accessing our original data to extract the lower nibble of the decimal number. See, we got A07. Then we are adding 07 with the product which we got earlier. and A we got 61. So finally we are storing this result in the extra memory location 41H. Correct. So now in 41H we got 61. Okay. So here actually we are assuming that whatever the data we are loading, it is a decimal number. That's it. Okay. Just for the procedure it is, because internally whatever the value we store, that is in hexadecimal, but we are thinking that the 97 is the decimal number. Okay, so let's check here. The maximum digit we can give here, it is only the 99. Okay, so let's check for 99. Okay, so if I give 99 here, so first we'll check with the calculator what is the answer for 99. So in decimal, if it is 99, in hexadecimal it is 63. Okay, so let's run this program. See, we got 63. Okay, so for example now, we'll change this one to 10H. Oh, sorry, 10, decimal number 10. So the hexadecimal number is 0A. Okay, for 10. See, we got 0. A means 0 is the hexadecimal equivalent of the 10. Okay, so I hope this program is clear. Thank you.